up, man?
So loud. I'm just kidding.
Well, actually, I'm glad you brought that up because I'm gonna turn you down just a notch.
I think, yeah, I'm going to talk closer to the mic today.
And I guess I'll do the same for myself, even though I love hearing my voice.
What's up, Tiddlecast?
What's up? What have you been up to, man?
Here, man. Just chilling. I'm here, chilling with you. We're doing it a little earlier today.
Yeah, it's what is it, 5:30, 5:50?
I think it's almost 6. Yeah, 5:50. Yeah.
It's 5:50. So, so what are we talking about today? We're talking about the global... Well, first of all, before we get to that...
Episode 6.
Yeah, it is episode 6. Numbers are going up slowly, but seems like we're having a little bit of success.
I saw the numbers on the listens.
Yeah, I haven't thrown a lot of money at it like I did that first episode, but I need to get back on that. So we'll start irritating people with advertisements pretty soon.
Well, I think we need to get more episodes out too before we start probably seeing more numbers.
Yeah, and we're just gonna have to measure and be a little more careful with our hashtag D.
Yeah,
48K.
48. That's where we're at today.
I think so.
I think 49. 49.
No, didn't we do 49.5 last time? We did like 48.550 or something.
We'll just say 52.
Yeah, well, how about 50? That's a nice round number.
50 is good.
Hashtag D50K for those that don't know.
Yeah, it's early. The sun's not out, but
yeah. So we'll just have to balance that, but I think we're doing all right. Every time like I get into that state, I go back like I think, oh man, we fucked it up, and then I'll go back and I'll listen to it. I was like, it's not that bad.
Nah.
Yeah, it's just when you're the musician, when you're the musician, you notice all the mistakes.
Yeah, but that also goes with like the only time I ever listen to some podcasts is like of my own, like when we're doing on call. I'll like, did I already talk about this? Because sometimes Sarah and I, and Josh too, we don't really record like every week or something like that. It'll fall between the cracks. So I'm like, are these old notes or you know what I mean? So I'll kind of skim through the last episode. Like, okay, I did talk about that. Like, all right.
Do you have a thing against editing, or you just don't like the work? Like, do you hate it when somebody edits their podcast, or do you not give a shit?
So I'm very much against any editing. Like, I've had a couple experiences recording where I was asked, oh, can we listen to it first and, cut it and this and that. And I was just like, no, like, I don't do that.
Yeah.
Or I was given a list of questions that I needed to ask and I didn't. I was just like.
Once you commit, you want that recording.
Well, I mean, my thing is like before I start any podcast with somebody I know or don't know that well or what have you, if it's like even somebody I don't know, I'll say like, hey, is there anything you don't want to talk about? Is there anything that slips? Don't want this to slip, and they'll say, oh no, I'm good, like whatever, it's whatever. Or like some people like, I don't want to talk about drugs or I don't want to talk about my work, and
right.
So I'll be like, all right, cool, so I won't go there. But sometimes if it does slip, like I had to do it one time and I just did it at the behest. Is that the way you say it?
The behest,
at the behest of the higher powers, my wife.
Yeah.
She's the god. So
yeah.
So I was just like, but other than that,
all the feminists are fucking cheering for you right now, brother.
Well, I mean, dude, like, I don't know.
No, you know what? It's respect for anybody, regardless. Yeah. Like if they're worthy of that respect, you can give them that respect, especially if you're intimate, like you were talking about.
Well, yeah, my wife, we've saved each other. I think we're just real like, yeah, we're good. We're in a good place.
That's awesome, man. That's special.
Stuff gets rocky, but
yeah, we
good though. But we're not here to talk about that.
Yeah. Sorry.
If you want to talk about that, turn on Friends.
No. Or because why? Because it was so random.
I wasn't a Friends person. Like I would watch it, and I started watching it. It
was kind of like a Seinfeld in that sense. It was kind of random.
Well, Seinfeld isn't like all lovey-dovey bullshit.
Yeah.
Like Friends is a lot of relationships and boyfriend-girlfriend breakups, and that's like Seinfeld didn't do that shit.
Dude, we had 20 chapters. We can skip from subject to subject pretty quickly.
Oh man, when you brought that shit up, so Joel hits me up because we don't talk a lot, but when we do, we'll text each other like all day.
Like an idea.
But then I won't hear from this fucker for like 6 days. You know what I mean?
Well, I do because I don't want to be irritating.
But you're a dad too. We're both busy, but like you were just telling me like I'm gonna try to listen or try to. I think you were editing the YouTube and you're like I want to see how many chapters. It was something like that.
Yeah.
And you came back and you said it was like 19 to 20 chapters from the last podcast.
Like 19
That's
chapters.
crazy,
yeah.
dude.
And like some of them was like there was 2 where it was like I think we talked about Bridie 3 times, obviously, because she was the main subject. But
I feel like I didn't, dude, because I found my notepad and I was looking through it. I was like, I didn't talk about a quarter of the shit that I wrote down.
That's what I felt.
I was like, but we still talked about it. I mean, you get the basic premise.
Right.
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah. It's good stuff. And then I think that's how today's episode is going to be. Just because last few times that I took the helm on the subject matter, it was pretty detailed just because I took good notes, but I haven't taken great notes. But I think it's a pretty basic concept. We're talking about the Global Consciousness Project.
Yeah.
So just to try and go in a nice storytelling fashion, we're going to start with the moon landing, which happened in the 1960s, right?
Yeah.
And with respect to the moon landing was before the Global Consciousness Project's time, but it's important to mention because it was the first event in modern history, right? According to Dean Radin, which we'll get into in a little bit. It was the first event in modern history where everybody's attention was focused on one event. Right.
Yeah.
That moment, it was broadcast live. You know, people were huddled up outside TV shops watching it. You know, it was everybody watched it. First time in history. Right. And I would bet that if the Global Consciousness Project was around back then, they would have seen this event registered in their data. Right. But it wasn't going on. The next time something like that happened was... well, there's been a couple of things, right? It's like the O.J. Simpson trial.
So it's like the moon landing, the O.J. Simpson trial,
right?
The
Princess Diana, and 9/11.
9/11,
right?
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah. So, the reason that Ray is saying that it's crazy is because he knows how the story ends, and so moving on from all those events.
I was going to say something really bad, but I didn't.
I'm glad because as we established last time, you're a fucking sailor when it comes to vocabulary.
Sorry, fuck. I'm trying to not say like and whatever.
You know what? Dude, like I'm trying to fucking up my cussing today because I was like, fuck that. Like I was thinking about it days afterward. I was like, why did I fucking stop cussing? It was so good. It feels so fucking good to cuss.
It does, man.
It's so natural. It's such an outlet.
I have to get it out of my system before I go home to my little boy, Nolan.
Dude, bring it on, man. I'll eat it all up.
Fucking shit. Fuck. Cunt. Fuck.
Damn, the C word, dude.
Well, I got to get it all out. Cunt. I don't think I've said that one out loud. Anyways, so let's talk about
moving on.
Moon landing, the big stuff.
Right. So these guys had right around the time that circuits were invented. You know, like the microchip was invented. You know, late 60s, early 70s. They started producing, I think his name was Nelson, Dr. Reagan, Ronald. I just said it earlier.
I don't remember what you said.
Roger.
Remember, we're at Delta 50 today.
Delta 50K.
Yeah.
Roger Nelson.
Yeah.
Was the scientist.
The first dude that was talking the thing with the lady. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's the main scientist responsible for this, and Dean Radin was like kind of working with him, you know, at Princeton, where they eventually, you know, rooted this project. But the point is that they've been recording random numbers since then, right? And they have decades of data, random numbers, only a 0 or a 1, and it's kind of like to emulate a coin toss, right?
That's how the main, like, to try to like, I guess, weigh the randomness,
right? Yeah, through a coin toss.
Put it down, yeah. Just put it on, yeah.
A 50-50, yeah, exactly. And so these computers have been recording on and off throughout various parts of the world. Like I think they're at like 37 locations or 60 locations right now. But these machines are just tossing coins, right? And they land heads or tails, a 0 or a 1, right? And they're doing this at a rate of 200 times a second, right?
Jeez.
So imagine having a room full of 200 people, and they're doing a coin toss every second. You know what I mean? And all that data is being collected over 24/7 over the course of since like the early 70s, right? Damn. So they have all this data, right? And they chart it out, right? And anytime they get a heads, it'll go up on the chart.
Mm-hmm.
You know, every time they get a tails, it'll go down, right? And as randomness, you know, just like randomness works, they're getting about 50-50. Sometimes it's 48, sometimes it's 52, but it stays within that middle line. And when you graph it out, it looks like a drunkard, like a drunk dude
The drunken walk, right?
Right, the drunkard's walk.
The drunkard's walk.
Yeah, left, right, but it stays all in the middle. And it looks a lot like financial charts. And that's going to be important because at the very end, I want to kind of come back and add my own flair.
Ooh, you two cents
to this idea. A couple of things, but so the heads and the tails are 50-50 for the most part. But what they noticed is that whenever these big time events occur, where there's millions or billions of people paying attention, randomness becomes orderly.
Yeah.
In other words, they're getting like a bunch of heads, and those heads, a bunch of ones on the random number generator, and it starts going heads. Imagine that at that rate, 200 times a second, right? Getting heads on all your returns or most of your returns for 3 days straight.
See, that's like something's going on there.
Right. I mean, all by itself, it's weird that computers are acting in sync and they're not networked to each other.
Yeah.
All around the world. It's fucking crazy. So the idea is that they're correlated somehow, because every time we get these spikes, it's around like a period where people are getting, their attention focused on one thing.
So it's like, yeah. So like from what we were watching, this goes back to like Princess Diana. They were measuring it. They said it went up, and they said 9/11. So you were saying what happened, or am I jumping ahead too much?
No, yeah. So we're looking right now at a live chart of if you're listening on Spotify, you can go to our YouTube and pull up episode 6 and skip forward to about 10-12 minutes. You'll see this this chart. And this chart is doing the drunkard's walk like we talked about, right? It's active right now. It's been going on for like the last 10 minutes. We have it running. But, if you were to zoom out bigger over a longer amount of time, you'd see this is probably a wave within a drunkard's walk, right? A bigger drunkard's walk. But it all kind of like works out like that. It goes in a straight line, a straight direction. So it's pretty interesting because whenever these events occur, Princess Diana or whatever, you'll get these spikes, except these spikes are like massive. They go up for days and days and days. I wanted to show you this because this is a little kind of cool. You can listen to each movement.
That's so crazy.
And I need to make sure we're in. Hold on.
Hey, that was the gong one. Shagong, gong, gong, gong. Oh, now it's on the headphones.
Yeah, we'll bring it in here.
Oh, okay, there it is.
Yeah.
Dum, dum.
So what you're hearing right now is every time it beats, it's just a measurement. The system takes a measurement. So every time you hear that heartbeat, you'll see like the little chart move, right? Mm-hmm. But whenever it's a big move, up or down, you'll hear those little dings that we just heard.
Yeah,
that little ding. Yeah.
And then the big moves, that's the gonger.
That's the gong.
That's
right?
Big Daddy.
Yeah, that's a large movement, and so they're called like level 1, level 2, and level 3 movements. But it's kind of cool because you can kind of have it in the background. Maybe you have like CNN or MSNBC or Fox News or whatever your thing is, right?
I personally like Fox News. That's my favorite.
Do you really? Yeah, you hate watch it.
When I feel like I need to watch, some like ID channel stuff, I'll turn it on Fox News.
Oh man, me and my mom got into it about politics again yesterday.
Again?
Yeah.
What?
Dude. Yeah, man.
What'd you do?
Dude, I just wanted to go over there and chill, but like, I don't know.
Man, I don't even let that shit. Like, I think my dad, we were watching a baseball game.
Yeah.
The last time I was over there, and he had mentioned something about protest, and I I could have said something, but it wasn't anything bad. He was just bringing it up. But inside, I wanted to say like, well, they did that because, but then I was just like, just chill. It's like, I don't even want to get into an argument or try to like discuss things.
So how did it work out? I mean, are you guys like good right now?
Oh yeah, like my dad and I, we don't talk about politics. We got all that out of our systems when I was in my 20s, trying to be Mr. Liberal, fucking argue for everything, that type of shit.
There's nothing wrong with that, man. Like,
nah, but I'm an adult now. I don't. That's like the last thing on my mind is politics at this today. Like
today, yeah,
today, most days. That's the first thing I'm thinking about is like, the family, like that's like the main shit. Like
I admire that. Like we should be more present and more centered. And it seems like you got like that down. Like you're pretty confident with yourself with respect to.
It took a lot of work, but honestly, like the whole not wanting to watch politics, because I'm an emotional person. Like I've always been an emotional person, but when I start watching politics and start really seeing and listening to like, what's going on, I start getting really upset and I start getting frustrated, and I'm like, man, I gotta donate more and vote more and blah blah blah. And I didn't even vote at this last one. I didn't. I have no excuse because I can vote at the library that's like 4 blocks away from my house. We walked to it the last time, but I was like, I don't feel like going over there.
Yeah,
like I just didn't even want to wait, and there wasn't even hardly a line, and I was like, it's getting to the point now where that's like the last thing on my mind. I'm just kind of like, man, are these people going to clear out so I can take my son to the park behind it? 'Cause that's where the little kiddie park is.
Yeah, dude. And especially during key moments like that, like when your kid's that age, that's such a special time. You want to take every moment you can. You know what I mean? I can't believe that my daughter's, so big. You know what I mean? I remember, feels like just yesterday I was holding her in the palm of my hand. She was that small.
Yeah, whenever she was born and all that. Like, yeah, just being a dad and just, I don't know.
It's a fucking cool experience.
Hell yeah. Like, I've never.
There's the gong real quick.
Hey, there it is. Yeah, when I saw, like, because I was real nervous whenever my wife first got pregnant, or she was my girlfriend, but, we got married after she got pregnant. But when she was there, whenever she had the baby, like, I didn't even, like, feel like I was going to cry. And then when I saw the kid, I just like, somebody turned on the faucet and I was just like bawling, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I haven't cried like this, I don't think, ever in my life.
I think my perception changed. I didn't bawl, but like the whole time, like I was worried. There was a sense of urgency about the entire situation. And then when it happened, there was like a release of like endorphins or oxytocin or something. And then it was like, for a second, for like a good few hours, when you start bonding with the baby, when they bring them in from the nursery,
skin to
kangaroo care, it's like there's something so calming or peaceful. You know what I mean? I guess it's the bonding chemicals.
Something, but I just remember, it was crazy.
It's beautiful, man.
Yeah, it was fucking. I also didn't sleep for over 30-something hours.
Dude, we got to chill out because our listenership, I just looked today, is like 28 to 45 males in the United States. And if any of these people are not fathers, they're probably like, man, fuck that shit.
Man, like everybody's got a kid or had a kid or.
Yeah, but not everybody's there for their kid, because it's as males, it's not like sometimes that relationship breaks down. Sometimes, you're not going to have that kid around as much as you'd like.
Yeah, it's true.
It's tough.
Yeah, so my bad.
Nah, it's all
my bad, boys.
Getting all
frat boys. Don't get mad, frat boys.
What's up, bitch?
So bitch.
I just watched Inside Job on Netflix, and one of the characters is like a frat boy, like white male,
Inside,
late 20s.
This is the TV show? Is it the cartoon?
It's
one?
a cartoon.
Yeah. Okay.
And so like he meets up with some other frat boys or whatever, and he's like, they're in the Secret Service, and he's trying to get them to fuck like out of the way because they're like the deep state or whatever.
Yeah.
And so like he goes up to him pretending like to be an old college friend. He's like, "Sup, bitch?" And the other guy was like, "Sup, bitch?" He's like, "Fuck you, bitch." They were just being like, irritating frat boys.
Jesus. That's what I feel like Austin has turned into. It's just a big frat boy.
Fuck Austin, dude.
I
hope we have listeners in Austin so I can tell you guys, fuck Austin.
I don't know.
Fuck it, dude. Like, seriously, like, it's overrated. Right now, all these assholes from LA are coming over Austin.
They're following Mr. Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
Because he didn't want to pay state taxes.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I mean, like, I think it even happened with, like, Elon, too, right? And just California has a different culture. Let's mute that real quick. We'll come back and discuss the heartbeat in a second. But, yeah, dude, like, California just has such a different culture. You know what I mean?
I haven't been there. I've been there briefly, but it was for like a day and a half.
There's cool parts. There's cool people from California.
Yeah.
It's just like, I don't know. Like, I think the way they operate as a society is substandard to Texas.
Like how so?
Like just like their social interaction. Like, you know, I mean, like, yeah, they're really cool when you meet them. You know, if you meet them on like equal levels. You know, like they're surfer beach type people, you know what I mean? But they're also big city people and they make it work. But when you see them interact with each other, either on the highway or whatever, like LA is just like a sunny New York.
Just a bunch of people who hate each other.
Yeah, I think so. Like, I don't know. Like,
I've never been to, I drove through LA, but I've never been to New York.
We stayed for like a week in San Diego.
Oh, nice.
Like when I was a kid. But I mean, this just from like internet observation, I guess, too, you know, like it just seems
definitely
like
where all the elite,
the
elite quote unquote people live, or they're working because Hollywood.
Dude, traffic in Austin has never been worse. And I heard Joe Rogan talking about how their traffic is cute. I was going to say our traffic, you know, but whatever, like, yeah, like that their traffic is cute. I'm like, dude, it's never been worse. And this is thanks to like your fucking
But in LA, traffic's always been bad. That's like, traffic's always been bad in LA. But Austin, I mean, you can take that toll. Mm-hmm. I take the toll, but I mean, if there's no traffic, then you don't need to take the toll because it's a shorter trip.
I love taking the toll, dude.
I do, but it's if you're
fucking hit that open road 80, 90 miles an hour, fucking 100 if you can pull it off.
Dude, I've only done it. I've never every vehicle that I've been driving, it's had a governor. I'm talking like you can't go past 70. Like some of these vehicles that like work vehicles that I was driving, they had a governor on them. Yeah. Or GPS. Like somebody would call you.
Man, I hadn't heard somebody mention governor in a minute.
Dude,
I hadn't even thought about governors in a while.
But yeah, I know in my truck.
When I was a kid, when I first heard about it, I thought it was like an urban myth. I'm like, they didn't fucking make a thing to slow you down.
Dude, it's real because like I would be driving sometimes to the valley, like, and I would have to work 8 hours, so I would leave early.
Right by King Ranch, La Quinana, as they say in Spanish. Dude. Yeah, it's like a fucking big ass open.
And I just remember flooring it, and then right when it gets to like 72, it goes boo! It pushes you down to 65.
That's bullshit.
It's crazy. It's the government, bro.
Government for your truck. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yeah, just getting back to this kind of dry. It is kind of dry, but but it's all building up because
the things that they put to the test, like, it's very interesting. Like the 9/11 shit, like just looking at the data from that is fucking nuts to me.
What do you mean? The data from
like before 9/11 happened, how badly it spiked. Like it.
Oh yeah. So like, but here's the weird thing. The spike started 3 hours before the first plane hit, and I mean, like, you're looking at the Drunkard's Walk, which is zoomed way out, so it basically looks like a little line on the bottom of the chart, right? 3 hours before the first plane hit, which was like at 8:46 or something like that. 3 hours before, the spike was already like 20 times the size of the average Drunkard's Walk.
Holy shit.
Right. So you look at the bottom and it just looks like a wiggly line drawn, a tiny wiggly line drawn at the bottom. And then you see the spike, which is massive, which is probably an order of 1,000 times the size of this little line at the bottom of the screen. But 3 hours before the plane hit, it was already a fucking volcano.
Damn.
So it's like, so what does that mean? Like in my mind, being the like conspiratorially minded dude, I was like, oh, well, it's gotta be reverse causality. Like it's gotta be the fact that the event was written, in the stars or in the quantum, time continuum or whatever. And so we were just seeing the effects, what I mean? The quantum effects of this event 3 hours in the future. But
how do you measure data? Like,
right.
If you're just looking at data and not what's going on, like if say this started happening and the U.S. government was like, oh, well, we're going to start monitoring this, it'd be a Democrat for sure.
Oh,
it would be Bernie Sanders or his kid or some shit.
Yeah, it's going to be some highly regulated thing. But no, I don't think so. I mean, I think we're going to get away with it.
If this starts spiking like this, let's do security, extra security on it. Like, what the fuck do you do as like a
yeah, but I mean, like in quantum physics, like they say that like observation changes reality. So if everybody's observing it, it may like cancel it out, just by so there's this guy, I can't remember his name, but Joe Scott, who's like a big YouTuber, and he does
that sounds familiar.
He does a lot of science videos. He used to be like a 7th grade science teacher.
Okay.
And he got famous like explaining scientific things to people, right?
Like on layman's terms.
Layman's terms. Yeah. And so he was interviewing, because he did a video on the Global Consciousness Project, and then he did a component video where he interviewed this entrepreneur that was going to turn that data and that chart that we just saw into an app, right? And the app was going to do exactly what you just said. It was going to take the data that the Global Consciousness Project is recording and make like an app. So you would get a weather forecast kind of, but instead of the weather, it would be abnormal energy or whatever, right?
Yeah,
it would be like
whatever the name they came up with.
Right. A weather map or a weather app for global consciousness.
Damn, that's crazy.
Right. And on an event somewhere akin to 9/11, you would get a 3-hour warning, perhaps in the form of some alert on your phone.
Shit.
That'd be weird, right? Like,
yeah.
Like, what would you even call the alert?
They're like, the moon's weird tonight. Stay home.
Yeah.
Like, be secure.
Yeah. Full moon vibes.
Yeah.
Alert.
Like, I feel like we'd have to dumb it down for people to actually, because I remember when Trump like texted everybody?
Yeah. Oh no. Oh yes.
Or no, not texted. It was an alert.
It was an alert.
It was an alert.
He used the national emergency system.
No, I was getting two things. Like, this guy I used to work with, Leo. He's
dictators do that kind of shit.
Well, no, that's what I was saying. This guy Leo, he said that's what. I don't want to talk about it.
It's we'll drop it there, but it is a warning sign.
I don't want to put those vibes out, and even by saying it.
Hold on, you might have to do your own segment, brah.
You got to piss?
No, I just think I heard something. Just do your own.
What
segment.
the fuck? Is it the cops?
No. I think I'm just being.
Oh, okay, go check it out.
Yeah. Just do 5 seconds.
Yeah. So right now I'm listening to. This is the Ram Chapa. What am I listening to? Joel's paranoid. So right now, podcast-wise, I am listening to Autopsy, which is on Reels. So I'm listening about Bill Bixby. He's the guy who played the actual person of Hulk. I can't remember the name. Bruce Banner? Yeah, he was Bruce Banner. So I'm listening to how he passed in 93. And then music-wise, I need to pay my iTunes, so my music might be suspended. I've been listening to Werewolves of London. My kid likes that song. So, do you have a gun on your hip?
No, it's.
Is that your cell phone?
No, it's.
Are you a middle-aged man?
It's a flashlight and a.
Oh, it's like your work shit.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you had a gun on your hip. I was like, Jesus, you're one of those.
Nah, dude. I was just because we're renovating one of the restrooms upstairs, so I just have my little tools.
Your little work pouch.
I have a bigger one, but.
I like that belt. I almost bought a belt like that.
Yeah,
those are dope.
It's so easy.
Yeah, those are dope, dude.
It's for easy dudes.
Hey, I don't need to see that. You need to shave, my bro.
Hey, it's all bald on that.
I'm just kidding.
It's all ocean in the south hemisphere.
I didn't see your junk.
It's all good.
No Manscape. But yeah, what were you talking about?
Well, we were just talking about the app. right?
Yes,
But it's
so-
still under development. It's been under development for like 4 years in
Do you think
beta
they just
testing.
did it? Do you think? I think sometimes people just buy shit up like that, so nobody else will do it.
Yeah, it might, maybe. Yeah, it could be that. It's the dark government. It's the deep state,
The
dude.
deep
They're
state.
eating up app ideas. So I thought after consuming all this data, and this is the final point that I was going to put on it basically, is that why not use financial prediction tools that they use on charts every day that I always used to cover on Squawk Out. Financial prediction tools on these charts to try and get a bigger,
Like a census type.
yeah, because when the price in the stock market goes up, depending on whether you're whatever financial thing you're buying, right, it'll go up or down on a chart. And financial analysts, and I did technical analysis for a long time. Our cousin Justin, he does fundamental analysis, but
Shout out Benna,
What's
Jay
up?
Benna.
But yeah, do you just use these different tools, right, which are primarily used on a chart to try and predict the price or have an idea of how the price is going to behave? Maybe not predict up or down, but kind of have an idea of the range that week, that month, that year, right? That's the kind of reliable prediction that you can do. And there's also sorts of really cool things that they use, and maybe we can cover that one day. But the point here is that I wonder, I'd like to see those charts so that and have them and put those kind of prediction tools on those charts to see if you can see a pattern, right? What I would be looking for was all those 200 events that Dean Radin, the guy that worked with Roger Nelson that we listened to.
Yeah.
I'd like to see all those 200 events that they logged that set a spike off in this trend, right?
Yeah.
And what I would do then, right, is try to find like where on the chart the peaks were and where on the chart the bottoms were, the hills and valleys.
Yeah.
Right. And I would connect the dots and see if I could get a triangle or a channel or something like that, and then I would measure the time between the two and see if there's any pattern there. Right.
Jesus.
That way, you could say, okay, well, if this pattern continues and if you find patterns, then you can extrapolate.
Yeah.
Right. If this pattern continues, the next, global consciousness event would be next year or next month
or this time in like 6 weeks or something,
right.
You'd be able to measure it.
And then you could even do different things like, well, let's take the intensity of the waves and only include the intensity of like the biggest ones. And you could extrapolate to see when our next big one is coming. You know what I mean? Like that just popped in my head. I was like, man, that's fucking cool, dude. I need to get my hands on that shit.
Dude, that's like, yeah, that's some intense research, though.
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe if they ever make this app,
it'll do it all for you.
Right.
So you don't have
yeah.
to
We'll have
get
it
crazy with it.
Yeah.
You can just select different.
I can't pull up the dude that's developing the app right now, but I'll throw it in the show notes for those of y'all that are interested.
Do it.
So what are you listening to? Oh, we don't have to cover it. They just heard you.
Oh no! With music wise, I was just looking at my iTunes and I was like, oh shit! I think I need to pay my iTunes.
Dude, that Spotify bill hits.
I don't do the Spotify because I don't know why. I've just always liked iTunes. It's easier on my phone to do that than Spotify.
Well, while you're
because I'm an Apple whore. That's why. So music wise, just oldies, shit that my son likes to listen to. The War on Drugs. Have you ever heard of them?
Mm-mm.
They're probably like I guess, I don't know what you'd call them. Not emo, but like an alt band, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Like industrial alt?
No. Like indie, like kind of indie, but
kind of newer.
Yeah. But so they're about to drop a new album and start touring, and I'm just listening to their old shit before it drops. But War on Drugs is good, and then
you gonna go to their show?
No, I'm not doing that anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I'm too old for that shit. And I
we
don't want to
take my daughter sometimes.
Yeah, but I mean,
but
your daughter's older though, so it's a little easier. Like,
but I don't think she's even into it anymore. She's like, because she's been like the punk rocker's kid for so long. She's true. Like, whatever.
She doesn't care about that lifestyle.
Yeah. But you know what? We love them no matter who they grow up to be,
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, I think he's too young, and like just the thought of, I don't drink, but even going to a show and just being around a bunch of smoke and booze and waiting.
Well, everybody's hitting the pens and the and the vapes now.
Yeah, I get. That's how long it's been. Well, nah, San Antonio, there's people smoke like crazy here. Like, ever since I stopped working in the industry that I've worked in, my smoking has gone zero. Like, because I would always fuck up because everybody around me would smoke cigarettes. Like, oh, just let me bum one, dude. Fuck it.
Yeah.
It'd be like, oh, after lunch, before lunch, you know, all that shit. Like, after a meal, that's like the favorite to me. Like, first thing in the morning or that. But I smoke other shit in the morning now. The Delta.
D50K. I've been watching a ton of weird shit, dude, because I started out like a couple weeks ago, like kind of casually.
Like a YouTube poll?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. I like this. Daddy like.
It's so fucking... It's the algorithm, because
What?
I have my own YouTube, right? But we have our YouTube account, right? And so when I do my research for this, and I kind of wanted you to try to do the same thing. Like, if you're going to go hunting for Tiddlecast, you know,
data,
log into our YouTube and use that account to search.
Okay, cool.
Because I kind of want, based off of what I'm seeing, like my other shit, my personal shit, it's showing me SpaceX, it's showing me, you know, world news, music, the kind of music I listen
like
to.
World news. That's funny you say NPR and world news.
Yeah. That's my bread and butter, right? But when I log into Tiddlecast, like, and I think I intended to do this, the shit that algorithm is showing me is weirder than even the weird stuff on my personal.
Like a cult. There's a lot of occult shit.
Yeah, it's like
I logged in.
You're like, what the fuck is Joel watching?
No, because I was trying to find our Tiddlecast the other day on YouTube. So I was on the TV typing it in like a pendejo.
Right, yeah.
And then instead of me just adding it on my phone.
You got to get a USB keyboard, man.
No, it's a smart TV.
Oh,
I should have just done it on my phone, but I wasn't thinking. So I did it on there, and I couldn't find it, and I was spelling Tiddlecast wrong. It was Delta time.
You were using one of the Ds.
Yeah, dude. So I was like, oh, it's 2 Ds. That's right. Okay.
Yeah. There you go.
And then I was like, oh, I should look at it on my phone too. So when I was looking on my phone, I logged into the YouTube, and then I noticed like there was like occult shit, kind of like a lot of the stuff that we talk about. I was just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Is the computer listening to our podcast?
Well, I mean, I think so, dude, or something, you know, like, I mean, it's just taking the research, I think, and it's showing me more of what I want. So now, as a result, I'm finding shit that I did, and I love this shit, right? I've been following like the UFO phenomenon since I was a child.
Dude, Wifey and I have tried rewatching X-Files, and it doesn't hold up. But I remember being a kid. Some of it does.
What? Yeah, because
the movies are good.
There's 2 X-Files.
Yeah.
There's the X-Files that you would get like most of the time, which was like a new monster or some shit.
Yeah, just hokey shit.
Right. And half the time it ended up being a human anyway. They were just like sick or deformed or whatever.
Duchovny was getting proven wrong.
Yeah. It's so funny because in real life, their philosophies are switched.
Yeah. So
Jillian is actually the believer, and what's his name?
He's not. Yeah. David Duchovny.
Duchovny, yeah.
Like spiritually or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. So I thought that was interesting. But yeah, the canon episodes where it's about, you know, it's that ongoing UFO story, dark state.
It kind of sticks its head in every once in a while because it's
so
its own
good.
storyline.
Yeah.
And even, dude, even the movie, like I put on the movie because I was like, I don't know if I want to restart X-Files or just watch like the newest season.
The old movie with the bees?
Yes,
yeah,
dude.
That's all right.
Yeah, but no, I was watching that and it just made me want to watch the show. I was like, man, there's so many episodes of the show that's way better than this.
Those last 2 seasons, fucking intense, dude. The black
are
triangles.
Are you talking about the newer ones?
The new ones, yeah, where they're older.
Were you ever into Twin Peaks, or is that a little too artsy-fartsy for you?
I don't know what it is.
David Lynch. The director, he did like Eraserhead, and
I know David Lynch,
Dune,
and we were talking about David Fincher last time. I know David Fincher, like.
Well, anyways, he just helped like create and put that show out, Twin Peaks, which was like in the 90s, the early to mid 90s, I want to say.
What was David Finch's main?
David
thing?
Lynch.
Oh.
David Lynch.
Oh, okay. I don't know why you said why I thought.
Well, you said David Fincher earlier.
No, I said I forget his first name now, but yeah. Anyway, the dude that did Fight Club.
Oh yeah, that's David Fincher. I was talking about David Lynch. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
No, but anyways, like he did this show, Twin Peaks, and he put out a season probably a few years ago, a handful of years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and everybody was like, all the hardcore fans were like, "Fuck that show! Like, it's not the same." It's like, well, most of the people are dead from the early '90s shows, but I haven't watched the newest one yet because I don't know. I like the old school one. It's so good.
But that relates to what were we talking about right before that? Because that's what made you brought up to it. Oh yeah.
No, I was just talking about shows. I just remember because these are all shows that they came back for like a super late season, like X-Files ended in the early 2000s, in like 2017.
Right, it just happened.
They just dropped another season. I was like, what the fuck? So I was
jumped around.
And I remember they were doing on whatever network it was coming on. I remember they did marathons until the first episode of the newest season. They were doing constant marathons just round the clock of the old episodes. I was like, holy shit.
Aren't they doing those on Pluto right now?
That's where it was, Pluto.
Pluto. I thought it was Pluto. Yeah. Cool shit, man.
Or if you ever run into what's the name of that show that Jim Carrey started in Living Color? You remember that show?
Oh, vaguely. Yeah,
dude,
he would come up.
Yeah,
dude, that was
that
intense.
show. If you watch that show now, it's so politically incorrect. Like
Jim Carrey is Jim Carrey's like beyond genius.
Well, did you see the documentary
with his acting?
The documentary Andy, I think it's called Andy and Jim or Andy and I. So it's whenever he played Andy Kaufman in that movie Man on the Moon. So they filmed a bunch of behind the scenes stuff and they released a documentary that he said he doesn't remember the making of the film because Andy Kaufman's like spirit took over. And I just watching the documentary, it's gotta be
a stunt.
But Jim Carrey is fucking out there, dude. Like
he is, but there's like a method to his madness, though.
But
like
my thing is, I'm curious because he's very avant-garde. Like Andy Kaufman back in the day. I don't know if you know who Andy Kaufman is.
I've only heard his name, but I'm terrible relating these things.
I was like a comedy head. Like I always try to keep up with stand-up. Like right now, I don't have a lot of people I like, but I still watch them. Like I still watch whatever's new, and I've always been into stand-up comedy. And
well, whenever I don't know stuff like that, like feel free to like take a detour and tell me, because I know there's people out there that are. Well, I mean, I hope there's people out there as dumb as I am.
No, but I mean, I've always, since I was a kid, like I listened to Richard Pryor tapes. Like I've always liked stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
So like,
I remember seeing like Richard Pryor. I think he came out on what's the old white-haired dude predecessor of Jay Leno. Johnny Carson.
Oh, Johnny Carson.
He used to come out on Johnny Carson a lot.
Yeah,
I remember watching Johnny Carson.
Richard Pryor was, dude, he's like my hero. He's dead, but I mean, he was like, that man was wild.
Yeah.
Fucking wild.
And then who else was the guy that with the Brooklyn accent that played Rodney Dangerfield?
Oh, Rodney Dangerfield?
Was that his name?
Yeah, Rodney Dangerfield.
I think I'm getting him mixed up with like a
Andrew
character with a character named Dangerfield. The guy in the black and white film with the gun and the hat, and he was like a bad guy, and his name was
a cartoon. Yeah, I think it's
was
like
it a cartoon or black and white?
I don't know.
It's old. I don't know.
I think I know there's Rover Dangerfield, which was like an animated movie based that I think Rodney Dangerfield did the voice to, but. Yeah,
we got to get a nostalgia backdrop one of these days, dude.
Yeah. I like that design, man. That's on the hey. We're in the dark now. This
is recording right now. This is the standby. Which one are you talking about?
I like the dark wood.
Yeah, the dark one. Yeah.
Y'all can't see it or hear it. You can hear it while you see it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty cool actually. And I know it's dark in here, but like that's the
vibe though. It's
how I get the green screen shit to work. You know, if I turned it on, it would like you'd see a bunch of gray shit back here or whatever.
That's cool. They're like clouds of sound.
Yeah. I actually had a dream. All right, like this is going to make it video worthy, but I actually had a dream like this once when I was taking Chantix to quit smoking.
Oh, you're talking about the backdrop?
Yeah. So
like
you know,
in space.
This is going to be good. And I hope we like from henceforth, we will just refer to it as the drug that shall not be named, right? Just for, you know, in case, you know, we ever capitalize on it. I don't want to have to remove it later too, you know?
Yeah.
But, you have fucked up dreams and suicidal ideation, right? On that medicine. And I never had suicidal ideation, but I had dreams where I was suicidally ideating or whatever, right?
You were like having suicidal thoughts or tendencies
in the dream,
in your dream.
Yeah, dude.
But not in
which is weird, right? But this other dream that I had when I was on it, I was walking through a black nothingness, just like behind us. Like, look, my fucking arm just disappeared back here. But like, it was like that. Like it was well lit, but you just kept on walking and it was pitch blackness everywhere, except for a slight shimmer coming from the bottom of the, like where I was walking, because there was about an inch or two of water.
Oh shit! So it was like almost like glistening
black water.
Shit.
Yeah, and I'm walking, right, and I see these fleshy colored, just like the video, fleshy colored bits in the distance, right. And there's a light source because I'm seeing this stuff, this shimmer, but I can't see where the light source is coming from. It's bizarre, right?
What the fuck?
So I keep walking and closer to these bits because that's the only thing that I'm able to see, right? And as I get closer, I realize that they are, and this is, I don't know how I'm going to say this, but it's, it seems to be body parts.
Oh shit!
Of a younger variety. Like
of kids,
like newborns, like an abortion clinic blew up.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it was gross, dude. So I had a bunch of fucked up dreams on that, but I did manage to quit for a while.
Well, that's good.
Yeah,
that's scary as shit, dude.
Yeah. Oh wait, you live streaming?
No, I'm just doing an Instagram story.
Yeah.
Listen. No, see, I'm out. Like, if I start having a fucked up dream, I don't know how I do it, but somehow I like either turn the dream or I like wake up. Like, when it comes to like existential shit, as everyone should know by now, like, I'm not good at all with that shit. Like, when it comes to like, it used to be more of like a selfish thing, like me personally, but now it's like for everybody else to be okay around me. Like, I don't really give a shit if I die. But if I'm having like a dream where like my wife is sick or my son's like in poor health or something like that, like I get out of that shit as fast as I can. I'd rather lose sleep than have any kind of fucked up dreams. Like,
well, that energy goes out. You know what I
don't
mean?
like it, man. Because then all day I'm like, because if I do, because I don't know, maybe it's just the stress of being a parent. Sometimes I'll get up and check on my son, and I'll like, okay, he's breathing, like he's good, and he's fucking 3 and 4 or 5 months, so
yeah,
he's fine. He can sleep on his own, that type of shit, but. Yeah, I start getting like, what the fuck, my anxiety, and I'm like, what did I eat did I drink too much caffeine or did I eat some garbage? Like, you know, my fucking, you know, my munchies.
What's he into right now? What's his main cartoon?
Monster trucks, man. Monster trucks.
Damn, dude. So daddy's the fucking hero, right? Because you got a monster truck.
He loves the truck, man.
Yeah, dude.
He loves it. But yeah, he's really into monster trucks and these Halloween they're songs, but they're a part of a show.
Yeah.
But there's just like this group of Halloween monster truck songs that he just makes us repeat just on a loop sometimes.
I miss those days, dude. Cherish them. Now
I think it's awesome because like my wife and I, like, you know, he'll be at his nana's house, maybe staying the night, and I'll like put it on the TV when he's not even there. I'm like, oh, man, where is he at? Like, wonder if he's doing all right. Like, what the hell is he doing?
That's so cool.
But
dude.
Yeah, he's into that shit, dude. And then just playing, man. Like, everything that goes on, it has to do with playing. And like, he'll talk to his toys and like tell storylines and shit. I'm like, man, this is fucking cool. The imagination's growing, baby.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Enjoy those times. Now my fucking daughter just tells me about this new Adult Swim style cartoon that she saw on Netflix, and it's like,
check it out.
Yeah. I miss the days of like,
but y'all are still homies though.
Yeah. We're cool. Yeah. She's she's my little ride or die, dude, for sure.
Yeah, it's out the other night. I was it was like probably 2:30 in the morning, and I was having trouble sleeping. And my son, he had been asleep for maybe an hour, like 2 hours. He's been going to sleep kind of late.
Yeah.
And he came in the room and he got between, you know, Sarah and I. And I was just like, all right, kiddo, like, go to sleep. So, you know, I give him the blanket and he's like, okay. And then he'll just wake up. I'm like, hey, Dad. And he's like waving to me. I'm like, hey, what's up, dude? And he'll be like, can we do this? I'm like, no, we need to go to sleep. And then we'll
in the middle of the night or like late. Yeah.
And then at first I'm like, damn it. Like, I want to get some sleep. And then I'm just like in there fucking tickling him and we're goofing off. And I'm like, oh shit, Sarah's asleep. Like, Mama's asleep. Like, shh.
Yeah.
And then finally, I'm just
You're
like, all
I'm
right.
trying to get my rendezvous theater on, dude.
Not even that. Like, I'm trying not to wake her up because it's like the middle of the night. Like, I shouldn't even be awake, but I'm in here fucking playing with him and like tickling him and putting shit on TV. I'm just like, But finally, you know, he crashes out. But it was just funny. Like, yeah, that's what he's into right now, is just playing and just watching monster trucks. That's his shit. Yeah.
That's cool.
Going
man.
to the park.
I thought I wanted a boy until I got a girl. And now that I have, you know, that I've raised my princess for like the last 12 years, I don't know. I wouldn't know how to start with a young masculine boy. I'd be like, I don't know, dude. You want like a mani patty? Let's go, dude.
Man, like he's I don't know if it's all boys, but he's rowdy from the time he wakes up to the time he goes to sleep. Like he's a boy. He just wants to play in the dirt and fucking play with cars. And
next generation of warriors in training, man.
For now, until school gets a hold of him, and I don't know.
Yeah. Well, that's what's up. Fucking 1 second.
What are you doing? Oh, you're doing. What are we at time-wise?
Yeah, dude, we're at 50. So
shit!
I'm gonna slowly bring us.
This
out.
is a good one, man.
Yeah, it was good. It was good.
We stayed on topic too.
Yeah, we
Stayed
did.
on topic.
Yeah. It wasn't so bad.
I feel like I need to do the Pledge of Allegiance. Whenever
this
I hear
is
this,
fucking Mozart magic flute.
No, I'm just saying, like.
Oh yeah, because it
Mozart's
sounds
magic flute,
something like that. Yeah, that's what it's called.
Okay.
Fucking no. So with respect to the stuff I've been looking at for 2 weeks down the line, just to and I want to hear what you're thinking about right now if you have it. But I sent you a couple of videos right now on like creepy creepy video games. One of them's called...
I saw that. Yeah. I didn't watch it, but I saw you send it because you said just to watch the first two.
One of them's called Sad Satan, and it was found on the dark web.
Oh, shit.
Right? And it's horrible.
Sad Satan?
Mm-hmm.
Is it like death, murder?
We might even play it.
Shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't watch that.
It's real bad. Okay, we
I'm not
skip
good
Sad
with that
Satan.
shit.
Then we'll do Polybius.
Polybius, what's that?
Which is like a game that was supposed to be part of an MK Ultra operation. Now it's established that it's not legit. Like it's
MK. What the fuck is that?
It's like inconclusive / probably not true. But MK Ultra was like the CIA operation to like control minds in the 60s. The LSD trips.
trials. And all that.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
and the one that
definitely
Timothy Leary like kind of contributed to and stuff like that.
Making that shit in bathtubs, bruh.
Yeah, man. So that's Polybius, and we could talk about that in a couple of weeks. What are you thinking about?
Oh, man. I'm thinking about... I've been trying to watch lighter-hearted stuff.
Uh-huh.
Like, just in preparation to look shit up on... for the podcast. I think I've just been true crime. I've been looking a lot about true crime shit and then paranormal shit. I mean, kind of... For me, that's lighthearted.
Yeah. No, dude, that's good. I could go deep all day with that shit.
Like, just... I don't know. John...
Deep.
What?
No, I was just gonna say deep all day in a childish middle school way.
Fuck.
Deep all day.
I just meant like John Benet Ramsey, that case.
Oh, dude, that's serious, dude.
That type of shit. It's crazy,
dude. That gives one pause, man.
Did you think Michael Jackson was a child molester?
Michael Jackson. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, I don't want to jump on. Like, I don't remember enough about the evidence.
Number one, he's dead.
Yeah, no, I don't feel bad about it.
Yeah, no, I'm saying number one, he's dead. So like these people who are coming out of the woodworks to try to like get something, it's like he's fucking dead. Like, it's shit's done. Like, it's over with. But I've been looking at that type of shit.
Well, that sounds cool too, dude. Well, I hope we get to it next week.
We will.
Are we gonna do a Skype or?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know what
you
the work
schedule
schedule is gonna be, but we're gonna try to do something.
Okay,
drop it
for sure. All right, man. Well, that's gonna do it for us in the Tiddlecast. Like, fucking subscribe,
Patreon, all that shit.
WordPress,
Facebook, listen, Instagram, poo poo.
All right, man. Love you guys.
Episode 6.
Cheers.
Bye.